Well, hey there, everybody. It's me, Esther Bartkiw, new hair. It was time. Oh my gosh, it was time. And I'm feeling a little bit sassy today and a little bit feisty, and all because of the hair. Also, I woke up really happy this morning because I am in manifesting mode. Oh my gosh. And that's why we're here today. I want to talk to you about, is using fear ever a good motivator for manifesting what you want? That's what we're going to address today. So welcome everybody back to my channel. My name is Esther Bartkiw. I'm a core belief therapist. I'm an intuitive and energy reader. I'm a student of astrology, quantum science, and right now my focus is on getting right with your light, and I am on fire with getting right with your light. More to come in that regards as well. I'm also running a very special manifesting program right now. I'll put a link below. You can check it out. But let's talk about this first, because I think this is a really good question. So, is using fear ever a good motivator for manifesting what you want? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, Esther, hold up. I thought manifesting was all about raising your vibration and aligning with what you want. How does fear help me to align with my future husband, expanding my career, getting more money into my life, healing my body? How does fear work into that? And I understand what you're saying, because fear is considered on the vibrational scale a lower vibration. And often it's fear that creates what we don't want. Fear is what pushes us away or stalls us from our creation. But also sometimes fear is a motivator. Listen, sometimes fear is all we got, right? Sometimes the fear is so big, it propels us into massive action. Now, admittedly, for some people, the fear is paralyzing. For other people, it is really a motivating factor. And I'm all about use what you've got. So if you're saying, fear is what I have right now, then let's work with that to create what you want. And I have done that in the past myself. When I have had one of those, hell no, I am not heading down that path. That's not the outcome I want. That's not the life I'm going to live. No way. That fear creates that feistiness, that anger, almost a warrior type energy. And it's fuel for your manifesting practice until you turn it around. Okay, so let me give you some examples of that. Let's say you go to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, if you don't make changes, you're going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. You're going to be on dialysis for the rest of your life. You're going to have to be in a home under somebody else's care for the rest of your life. Okay. I worked with somebody recently and we were working on fear as a motivator. And it was because there was a fear of losing her foot because of her nutritional ways. And she didn't want that. That was her shake to wake up call. Okay. I'm giving you examples of when people come to me with help for manifesting, for creating, for their belief work, right? That's my specialty, what they come as examples. So fear of being alone, dying alone. And sometimes that fear gets so big, they have that hell no moment and they start to make changes within, which then creates changes in their outward reality, to have a friendship circle, a community circle, to draw a love into their life, to have family. And I use family in the biggest definition of family. Anybody can be your family, because they want to turn that around. Another thing people come to me often about is, and this is their words, I have a fear of being a bag lady. I have a fear of being on the street. I have a fear of not having money, that I have a room I'm renting somewhere and it's cold and I have no food. And when that fear gets big enough, it'll motivate them to change their financial picture. Okay? Fear of not living to your potential, having regrets at the end of your life. Oh my gosh, I have used this a lot. It's like, I'm not dying and thinking I had an opportunity to do that and I didn't do that. Okay. When I'm working with business people, entrepreneurs, especially ones who don't do a lot of personal development, they use this type of fear as a motivator. Okay. And fear of losing oneself. Fear of losing oneself comes up a lot because deep down they know that they're unique and they're special, but they have too many beliefs standing in the way that cloud that. And they don't want to lose themselves because maybe they saw a mother lose themselves. Maybe they saw their sister lose themselves. Maybe they're watching friends lose themselves. All right. And they don't want that. So it's a fear that's moving them forward. So yes, when you have that moment of, I don't want that, use that as energy, that fear, that feistiness, that warrioress energy to turn it around. Okay. You'll start taking action. Now, as you start taking action, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that, what will happen was shifts will slowly start to happen. Your vibration will begin to rise up. And for most people, organically, you start to focus now on what you do want. Right? The fears behind you start focusing on what you do want. So if you're motivated by fear, at some point, either organically or consciously, you will make a shift to being motivated by your creation, motivated by an experience, motivated by an emotion or feeling, and motivated by your potential, your expansion. All right. So just a little visual. You're like, hell no, I don't want that. I'm very afraid of that. I don't want that in my life. I'm not dying like this. And that propels you to action. And the action is you're still looking at the fear, but you're walking away from it, walking away from it, walking away from it. Your vibration is rising up. You're making gains in your creation. And slowly you'll begin to turn and say, that's where I'm going. Okay. Again, a lot of times it happens organically. Sometimes you may have to have a little conscious talk intervention and say, okay, when is it time to walk away from the fear and now manifest towards something even greater? All right. And this is something that I do help clients with. Sometimes there are people who come to me and in their words, they say, I'm stuck. I've been stuck for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I don't follow through on my commitments. I don't follow through on the teachings, the learnings. I don't take action. And, you know, I'm about, let's look at the level of belief and the system created around it, because there might be healings that need from the past that are standing in the way. Like somebody might be running a patterning of, you know, all my life, I took action, I went for what I wanted, and nothing ever turned out for me. And after trying it 5 times, I'm in this, you know, why bother type stage. But deep down, I want to keep going. I want to why bother, but that why bother has me blocked. It has me really stuck and stalled because it's a very powerful energy right now in their mind, body, and energy field. So then I say to them, okay, well, what do you fear will happen if you don't turn this around? And they tell me exactly what they fear. And I'm like, then let's use that as fuel at the start until we can get you focusing on what you want to manifest and what you want to create in your life. All right. So if that sounds like you, this is definitely something that I can help you with. All right. You can book sessions with me and we can do that type of work. But right now I have on special offer till December 5th, 2021, a manifesting with your future self process. Okay. And we can connect with your future self who overcame the stuck, who overcame the not taking action, who overcame not keeping promises to yourself. We can connect with the future you that used fear as a motivator and then turned it around to expand towards something great and manifested what he really wanted in their life experience. Okay? So the moment that you can conceive something that you want to live, a dream, a wish, a desire, your goal, your plans, it is created in the ethers. Okay? Quantum physics, quantum science, energy, vibration. You know, if you want to know more about that, go study those principles. So the moment it's created, you conceive it, it's created. That means there is a future you living that life out there in the ethers. And all you have to do to draw it into your reality, so you are living it in your day-to-day, is to align with it. You align with it through your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your behaviors, your concepts of reality, the action steps that you take. So when I take you through this future self manifesting process, you come to me with 3 things that you want to live, experience, create in your life. And we connect with the future self that's already living it. And I guide you through a very specific process that I have been trained in on how to get information from your future self so that you have like a guidebook, or I like to call it a blueprint of here's what I, Esther, need to do step by step in order to create these 3 things that I want in my life. And then you just follow through on it. All right? So we can find out things like what beliefs had to change, what behaviors and patternings had to change, who did we lean on, who did we ask for help, how did we get the money to do that? Okay? What new information did I get, and what school did I go to? Who was my teacher? What did I have to get rid of and release from my life that was standing in the way? What new did I have to be open to that maybe right now I'm resisting? What obstacles came up, and how did we get along over those obstacles? And sometimes the future self will say, you know, I got here doing this, but in hindsight now, I see a better way. And Esther, I want to share with you that better way, right? There's a wealth of knowledge to learn from your future self. And as I talked about in the very first video that I did to support this program, is that quantum science supports that the future can affect the past, which is your now. Okay, that was video number 1. I'll put links below to the 2 earlier videos that I did about future self process, so you can take a look at them if you haven't already. The session is one-on-one, you and I. It is very personal. It is very specific to you and your desired creations. We can take this in so many directions, like, you know, how did I start manifesting from fear, and how did we turn it around? To, I want a future where I'm living in my dream house and I can envision it. How do I create it, future self? Because I see you already living there. To, no, you know, my future self is really confident. My future self keeps promises to herself. My future self takes risks. My future self loves adventure and indulges in adventure. There's so many ways that we can take this, and you will decide how you want to take it, all right? The sessions run 90 minutes, but I ask that you leave 2 hours for me, because if we are on a roll, I want to keep going on a roll, okay? I don't want to say, oh, our 90 minutes are up, we have to stop here. I want to keep getting information for you that is going to be helpful for you moving forward. I will do a recording of the session, so you don't have to take notes in the moment. You can come back after, and then with pen and paper, start writing everything down so that you have your guidebook towards manifestation. All right. So you can come do this process with me anytime. It's always on offer, but right now it is on special pricing offer. Like end of the year, it's like, ooh, what didn't I get done this year that I wanted to get done? Or what do I want to accomplish next year? Let's start doing that now. And it's really good. I already started working with some people doing their future self processes. I think I have about 3 we've done already, a couple more coming up on the books this week. And listen, these people are already moving. They're already moving on their manifestations, and you can do. This is just a little bit of a different way, and it's really interesting, and I just love it. All right. So I'm going to put a link below where you can sign up, get more information. Of course, you have questions, then please ask me. Otherwise, yeah, you work with what you've got until you can turn it around. All right, everybody. Ciao for now. Love ya.